It is Monday, April 27th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. First of all, shout out to Dalton Feely for stepping in for me last Friday while I covered the NFL draft. Always much appreciated. Really good baseball brain around the building. And also, as you can probably hear, I'm fighting a little something. So Plouffe, you might have to carry like 90% of the show today.
Dish the ball. I'm ready. I'll shoot the rock from downtown, Chris.
I love it. I was in Vegas shooting another weekend of BattleBots, which will be coming out on our YouTube channel in June. And as I'm walking into the airport, I hear Rosie. I had to turn around. It's Jared Weaver, whom you're going to be golfing with on Thursday. How awesome.
It's awesome. I can't wait. I've been getting invited to play a lot of golf lately, which is nice for me. So we might have to go a little earlier on Thursday so I can make this tee time.
So is it all an all baseball outing?
I don't know. I think it might just be me and Weaves.
He asked if I wanted to go, and I had to tell him about my bad back and stuff. So I did get in. I got invited to play, not by you, but by him.
It's not my country club. So.
Oh, okay. That was awesome. That would have been nice. All right, lot to get to. Oh, man, another busy weekend. Holy smokes. And I'm refreshing Twitter like crazy just in case some breaking news happens today on one team's day off. We'll start off with a tip of the cap. Kazuma Okamoto of the Blue Jays. John Schneider said recently he's getting more and more comfortable with being a part of the team and joining Major League Baseball, so much so that he taught his teammates a gratitude circle, which is freaking awesome. I love it when different cultures come together in this sport. How locked in is everybody? Look at this.
It's so good. You know, you need that. So I don't mean to make this about me, but we used to do a little circle at the end of our workouts, and it would be like me, Skaggs, Flaherty, Braun, and I think Tyler Heineman was even in there as well at different points. But we would say, all right, we would go in with the good energy, a big deep breath out with the bad energy. And I believe in stuff like that. You have to really focus on and be pointed when you're setting your mood. And I think this is kind of what that is. Like, yeah, let's be grateful we're here in the big leagues. Let's be grateful we worked hard and that we're prepared. And let's go. Like, I think it does something. We always talk about like the mental aspect of the game, and it's getting better. Not enough guys work on the mental aspect of it. It's usually just physical trait. But the mental aspect is important. So I'm glad that they're doing it. And the Blue Jays, a couple series wins.
Yep. Yeah. Well, let's get to the bad energy, and we'll start off with the Boston Red Sox.
They needed one, dude.
You know, the Red Sox actually won a series in Baltimore this weekend, but they lost basically an entire coaching staff. Their manager, Alex Cora, and 5 coaches were fired following a 17-1 win on Saturday. Now, Chad Tracy takes over in the interim. He won his first big league game as the skipper, so congratulations to him. Sox chief baseball officer Craig Breslow joined ownership and their team president Sam Kennedy in Baltimore to deliver the news.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about the fact that ultimately the accountability for the roster falls on me, and this was a challenging roster to manage, just given kind of the position player group. That's something that I acknowledge, and I acknowledged it with Alex talking to him yesterday.
If that's the case, why is Alex Cora gone and Craig Breslow still here?
Dude, I'm glad you acknowledged it. Thanks for acknowledging it, but you acted on none of it. Acknowledged, good. Acted, no, not so much. I don't understand, man. It's a crazy sort of like where we've gotten in baseball. I was talking to Jake about this. Like the collaboration, a lot of the times is just gone from front offices to unless that front office hires the manager. That's when you get the communication. At least initially it'll begin. Cora, not a Breslow hire. And the disconnect obviously continued to grow and grow. We're hearing more and more about it. But yeah, dude, to say this is my fault. I gave him a screwed up roster with all the position players, so I had to fire him. Like, think about that. That is just an absolutely silly thing to say.
Well, Trevor, how about this? How about the team president and ownership agreeing with him? Why doesn't somebody step in and say, hey, why is it, if you think it's your fault, why do you want to fire him, and why are we going to listen to you?
You know what's funny is like, okay, I was thinking about this today. It's probably easier to replace a manager than it is a president of baseball ops. But at the
Course.
same time, what is a president of baseball ops doing in April? Nothing. You're not doing anything. There ain't no trades going down. The roster's set. You're not doing a damn thing. Now, a coach is in there. A Skip is in there every single day. So I don't. This is a we've been around situations like this obviously in the big leagues before, but this one has played out kind of really interestingly, and it just seems like this is probably one of the bigger disconnects we've seen in the sport in quite some time.
Uh, I was shocked. I was shocked. I mean, I know it's a terrible start. You know, their offense has just been putrid, right? They're tied for the fewest homers. I think they've got the lowest team OPS in the
Well,
American
doesn't that
League.
happen when you give away Devers and Bregman?
Well, that's the look. I mean, every player on that team, when Alex Bregman signed with the Cubs, didn't the Red Sox have their little fan fest right around that time? And the number of guys who were like, I don't know how we're going to replace him. I mean, that's number one indication that we got some issues here.
And
The
why
roster,
didn't he resign, Chris? Why didn't he resign? Because he wanted the no trade clause.
right? Their inflexibility.
From my understanding, it wasn't just about highest dollar amount. Alex Bregman's made a ton of money. Now, does he want a fair offer? Sure. He wanted the no trade clause. He's got a young family, and this organization clearly has a history of trading people, even if they have massive contracts. So he wanted that protection. They wouldn't give it to him because why? The front office took a stand against no trade clauses. What?
So let's get to the bigger picture here, which is the players' reaction off of this. In my opinion, it's pretty damn big. Several players were pissed, none more so than shortstop Trevor Story. He said the team fired some of the best coaches in the world. He added, quote, I mean, obviously it's kind of up in the air what the true direction of this franchise is. How damning is that?
I don't know what they're yeah, I mean it's tough to walk those words back, right? Like he's going to go to work, he's going to play and all these things are going to happen, but yeah, I think that how many years has he got left?
Who?
Story?
Story? Couple more?
That puts like a kind of I don't know if he's going to finish the tenure there. So he has next year and then a team option in 2028 essentially. Well, you start talking like that about your front office, like you're asking for your way out of the organization, right? Like I don't know if there's any other way to put it.
Well, all I can tell you is he was out on the lineup, and Chad Tracy said it's just a one-day thing. He'll be back in it, and he went guns a-blazing on the organization. It just look, when your players are saying we don't know which way we're going, and this is a lot on them, right? I mean, if Trevor Story had played better, Alex Cora would still have a job. Can we just call it what it is, right? If Roman Anthony had played better, if Jarrett Duran had played better, we're not talking about this today. So
Agreed.
the players can be upset. They have every right to be. It seems like Alex Cora was an exceptionally popular manager for a lot of players that have gone elsewhere and for guys that have been there now. But at the same time, I mean, who's this fall on? We know who it falls on. It's very, very simple.
I mean, again, you started this whole thing with how do you say this is all my fault and then put the blame on somebody else and fire somebody else? I don't know, man. There's so much going on here. You could talk about the Red Sox kind of young group that has come up and not really lived up to expectations. I think Roman Anthony is going to be a great player. You mentioned this year off to a slow start. They bring over Caleb Durbin. That trade hasn't worked. Kyle Harrison has been a stud over there for Milwaukee. You can talk about Marcelo Meyer. You can talk about Christian Campbell. Like this was supposed to be the core that you kind of like bring in pieces around. Hasn't happened. I will go back to this, Chris. I will go back to not signing Bregman as the biggest problem
Oh, huge.
this year. Like, there's been more. I understand that. There's a long history of this going back to Mookie Betts. Talked about Devers. But for this year, not bringing back Bregman and people seeing we didn't bring him back because we didn't want to give him a no trade clause, that sets a pretty bad tone for the year.
Well, look, we talked about this with the Red Sox over the last few years. They are a major market team. I don't know how many teams have won 4 World Series since 2004. It's a pretty short list. They're on it.
0?
Other than them?
Since 2004, there's no way.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you had one. I was like, what?
No, it's like it's a party of one, right? But it feels totally dysfunctional. It feels totally dysfunctional, in part because they traded Mookie Betts instead of signing him to an enormous deal. They have let other guys go. They traded Chris Sale for nothing.
Yeah.
And they've only made the playoffs 2 times since they won it all in 2018. And sure, do you want to say some of that's on Alex Cora? Fine. He has to bear some responsibility. He has to. But I cannot believe that we're talking about a team that has been as dominant as anybody over the last 20 years. There have been some low points, but 4 World Series championships is 4 World Series championships. And I do want to get to another aspect of this.
Okay.
Garrett Whitlock, one of their pitchers, added that ownership and the front office spoke to the players but didn't take any questions on the Cora firing. He said, quote, "They made it very clear that we get paid to play baseball and we just need to focus on playing baseball." Would that have pissed you off?
I mean, I don't know what I would have said to the front office. I would have liked some explanation because what winning culture is just communication. And it seems like that was not happening with the Red Sox. From Breslow to Cora, and obviously now from the players to the front office. Like, you don't need to sit down there and take 20 questions from the players. It is their job to go play. I understand that, but you'd like to know what's going on. You just want some sort of explanation. Like, that's all you're asking for. You're not asking to sit down, have a one-on-one and do this. And by the way, that should be available if you want it. Terry Ryan always said, my door is wide open. You want to come talk? Let's come talk. And I did that a few times, and I paid the price for it because he was a straight shooter. But communication kind of like solves everything. And if you don't want to have that, or you're not able to have the communication, you're in the wrong job. Like, you can't be a president of baseball ops and like not communicate to your players. You just can't. If you want to be a good one, at least. So yeah, I didn't expect you to sit down and say, all right, everybody fire questions at me. That's not what. Go address the team at least.
Well, they did. Right. They went into the clubhouse for a couple of minutes and they did it. And let's remember, Breslow is the chief.
Clearly not enough is what I'm saying. Like, they didn't answer the right questions. Or there
weren't any questions. That's what I'm saying, is that the players did not get a chance. Would you have wanted to ask a question on a game day, or is that not appropriate? I'm asking you the question.
If they gave me like legitimate reasons and like actually sat there and explained things, then fine. Like, all right, let's go play ball, and maybe I'll catch you down the road. But if they kind of were short and cut and dry about it, you know, I'd want a few questions. There's no doubt about it. It just depends on how. I wasn't in the clubhouse. I don't know how it went.
It just sounded very
like, hey, like everybody needs to be able to right before a game or whatever. Like I think that'll happen over the next week. I'm sure the players will get to say their piece, and emotions are running really, really high right now. But like in that situation, I don't know. I don't know if I would have wanted questions, or I would just be pissed and be like, I don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah. So just 2 thoughts on that. Number one, we didn't get clarity from any report that I saw, and you can leave it in the comments if anybody did see it, how long the meeting went. It just sounded like a couple of minutes. And once again, Breslow is the chief baseball operator. Sam Kennedy is the president of the team, and he's obviously very much in the business side of things. That's what Sam has always done. Here's the one thing. I know that John Henry has not talked at all in 6 years publicly, and everybody knows my stance, if you have followed this show, that there are 2 times a year ownership should talk. Spring training, they need to make a statement. And end of the season, they need to make a statement. Other than that, I really don't care if I hear from you. Stevie Cohn's like an exception for the most part. He's become the Mark Cuban of this league in that he runs to a microphone. Cool. We need a couple of those out there. But when there is a major shakeup like this, you need to address your fan base. You need to be the one who's sitting there in front and at least say something. At least because it feels rudderless.
So, here's my thought on that. I agree. And, baseball has such a bunch of different types of ownership groups or single family owners. It runs the gamut of who owns these teams. If, for instance, the Red Sox, it's a group that now owns different Liverpool, all these different things. And it's not just one person. But like the Dodgers also have financial money, private equity money going on, but they have Magic Johnson is running, he's the head of the ownership group. If you don't want to talk, hire someone to be the head of your ownership group that does talk, because that solves that problem.
Okay, I would buy that. I would buy that. I don't know if it would make Red Sox fans feel any better. It'd probably make them feel worse. But there are people that just do not like getting in front of a microphone, and I think you have to say something. I think because it does, as I mentioned, the word is rudderless, and that is a terrible way to be, particularly when you're expected to compete every year. The last thing is, does this thing get turned around, yes or no?
I mean, a big win. That's the funny thing about this is they fired everyone that came after a 17-1 just beat down. Does it turn around? I had high hopes for this team. I know they didn't make what seemed like the right moves and bringing Bregman back, but they made some auxiliary moves, Contreras and Suarez and,
Sonny Gray.
There's the chance. If those guys who I mentioned before, if Meyer and Roman Anthony start going, there's a chance. There's talent on this roster. There's no doubt about it, but they've dug themselves a pretty big hole. I'll say we get to a point where we're talking about them in playoff contention. Yeah.
Me too.
Because Crochet had some bad starts. He had
horrible starts.
So there's a lot of it. I think they'll get back to it.
Horrible starts. I just and that coaches for hire. Dan popped the picture up.
Funny.
Van, whoever got that shot is a genius. I don't know if they were just there's the van, but the fact it says coaches for hire on the side that's incredible. Dan's doing his best.
There's just so many layers to this. I know you're an NFL guy.
I'm a baseball and NFL guy.
I was telling Jake, how crazy for the city of Boston right now and your head coaches. What is going on, dude? Sports radio in Boston right now is having their best numbers in decades, probably.
Well, and let's remember who used to coach the Celtics. Ime Udoka. I don't know if you remember his story.
No, I don't.
He coaches the Rockets now, but when he was in Boston, look it up. I'll save everybody. You can all just look it up. I don't know what's going on with your coaches in there. Beantown. Come on now. Let's clean it up a little bit, everybody.
Just a little bit.
Oh, my goodness. So let us know. Do you think that they're going to turn around? Are they not going to turn it around? A lot to get to. All right, today's episode is sponsored by Amazon. When life throws you a curveball, Amazon's everyday low prices on essentials helps you save the day. Amazon has everything you need whenever you need it, from planned purchases to unexpected moments. They got everything in one place, saving you time and money so you can focus on what matters most. For me, what matters most is having as much time as possible each week to catch all my favorite baseball teams in action, go into the yard to get you great content on dugout discussions, set up this show for baseball today. So busy with the world of baseball. You know what that means I don't need? Be driving all over the place, getting this, getting that. So from tech to clothing to daily needs, anything else you need to prepare here for the first month of the season and the bigs, Amazon has everything you need all in one convenient place. It could deliver right to you anytime, anywhere. So whether it's routine shopping or handling life's curveballs, shop Amazon and save on the essentials. Save the everyday. All right, as bad as it's been for the Boston Red Sox, the two worst teams in baseball reside in the National League East. The Phillies and the Mets, a couple of stinkers this weekend. They fall to 9 and 19, 10.5 back of the Braves in the division. But are those managers on the hot seat is the question. Here is Mets skipper Carlos Mendoza.
It sucks, and I know the questions will continue to come up, but my job is to find a way to get those guys out of the funk. That's the bottom line.
Have you been given any assurances to that end?
About what?
About your job?
I mean, I come here every day. Great relationship with David, with everyone. I'm come here every day to do my job. So.
All right, do you think that Cora's firing in a big-time market now opens the door for the Mets and the Phillies to take that next step with their respective skippers?
Yeah, surely it puts it at the forefront of everyone's mind. There's no doubt about that. Do I think it's going to happen? I mean, I kind of do, to be honest with you. I want to say no because I just don't think it will do anything at this point in the year. But I am like the feeling that I have is yes, that Mendoza, if this continues to go on, will be fired in short order. And then the Phillies, for some reason, I don't think it's going to happen there. But the last time they did change managers, it did provide a spark from Girardi to Thompson. They went off. So there's that aspect to it as well. So for some reason in my mind, I feel like Mendoza will be fired and Topper won't. But it definitely has brought that attention towards those two guys in a big way. If the Red Sox can do that to Alex Cora, then why can't we do it to our skips as well? Not that I think it's going to change anything for these teams. I really don't, but.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it would have a huge impact. Can change some things. There have been some interim skippers that have done outstanding jobs. All you're going to hear is the generic stuff. New voice, blah, blah, blah. Needed. Now, I will say this about Mendoza. After the first game of the doubleheader against the Rockies, he said something about their lackadaisical play. And when you talk about that, and the Mets broadcast talked about it during game 2, they said that really, yes, that's on the players to play as hard as they can. But the perception is that it's on the manager to also help that out. If you're helping out in some department as a manager, isn't making sure that everybody is pulling the same direction as hard as they can one of your jobs?
It is, and it's something that they can do. I think that's one thing that a manager has to manage the clubhouse. And when he sees or feels like the vibes are off, whether that is some lackadaisical play, guys aren't prepping the way they should, or whatever it is, the manager's job is to find that out or figure it out as soon as possible and then address the issue. That's what a manager can do. If you're making a ton of base running mistakes, instead of just saying, oh, it'll figure itself out, you go say, we need to figure out how to not make base running mistakes, whether you just have a meeting about it or whether you're out there on the field, running the bases. Putting it out there, to let people know this is not okay. Even though obviously players understand, it's been bad, whatever it is, but to have the manager come out and say it, it speeds up the process of fixing it. So that's what a manager has to do. And if he's calling that out and hasn't had those discussions with players internally, then that's an issue.
It just feels like these two guys are hanging on by the thinnest thread possible. Rob Thompson was asked about his job security. He says, I haven't worried about it. I worked 28 years for the Yankees and a lot of those for George Steinbrenner. I'm not sitting here worrying about it. I still believe in my coaches. Hitting coach Kevin Long's one of the best ones around. He's turned guys into Hall of Famers. It's so that they're saying all of the things that you would expect them to say. I mean, what do you expect them to say? Yeah, I check my texts every 8 minutes to make sure I'm not getting one that says, hey, please. What's that?
Vitello would say something like that. Hell yeah, I'm scared of my job.
Yeah, but that's why I'd love him. But, 29 of the other guys would say, nah, I'm not really worried about it. But shit, yeah, they should be worried. Because I do think that Carlos Mendoza is going to get fired. I'm telling you that the Mets are off today. I got to see if I think maybe the Phillies are off too.
So, you know, for Mendoza, you talk about like the collapses. I mean, that bleeds into this year. So that's the difference, I think, between him and Thompson in Philadelphia is like Mendoza's had a massive collapse on his hand that kind of bled into this year as well. What the heck is their record from like August of last year till now?
Horrific.
It's got to be bad. I'm looking it up right now. I'm doing it.
It's not good. It's not good. Both teams are off on Monday, so I thought maybe this would be the day. Like I said, I'm going to be constantly refreshing and seeing if there's any sort of movement whatsoever. I think Mendoza is going to get it first because part of the perception is what's going to happen is if the Mets don't very quickly turn it around, I'm talking about winning multiple series this week. If that does not happen, then the radio shows are going to be blasting at decibel levels a gazillion, or whatever the highest it can get, that, hold on, they just got rid of a World Series championship manager in Boston, and we can't do it with a guy who hasn't done anything other than get us to the NLCS? Like, what are we doing? You don't think Steve Cohen's listening to that? Of course he is.
I don't know how much people pay attention to that, but I know what you're talking about.
You don't think that Steve Cohen listens to it?
I don't know.
Of course he does. He's got his own Twitter account.
30 and 51. 21 games under 500 since the beginning of August last year.
That's a half season.
Yeah. 30 and 51. That's a 100 loss. 102 loss.
Yeah. With this team, with this payroll, that's unacceptable, and you know what's going to be next. And once again, I agree with you that I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. Man, let us know. What do you think is going to happen in New York? What's going to happen in Philadelphia? Do you think there's any way to salvage these seasons for these teams? I mean, you can kiss the division goodbye, right?
The way the Braves are playing, yeah.
And the Braves are only going to get better. They've got some young pitchers that are due back the second half of the year.
They have some young pitchers coming back, young guys they already showcased this year, and Ian Ritchie and Fuentes. Like, they are stocked up for a nice run here. As long as the position players stay healthy, and, you know, like, they're going to go through spurts offensively here and there, but they have such a deep lineup as well. Like, yeah, the Braves are poised to run away with this thing.
Yeah, they're on their way. This episode, sponsored by T-Mobile. Whether you're on the go or at the ballpark, T-Mobile is built to keep you connected wherever the game takes you. Now, with America's best network, you know your phone is going to work, even in a crowded stadium. Anybody who's been to a big game knows the feeling. Your team hits a walk-off, everybody's trying to text, they're trying to post their own videos, send videos exactly the same time. Suddenly, your phone won't load. And you're like, God dang it. Or when you're trying to stream the game, you're on the move, you're traveling, feed keeps buffering at the worst possible moments, says you can't get this feed, sorry. Those are the moments that matter to real baseball fans. And a drop signal should not be the reason you miss any of them. T-Mobile's network is built specifically to handle it all. Talking about packed stadiums, big moments, no issues here. Find out how baseball hits different with T-Mobile at T-Mobile.com/MLB. The fastest based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data of national speed score results for 2H 2025. Best based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data 2H 2025. All right. Interesting series out west between the Cubs and the Dodgers. Cubs won the first game, extended their winning streak to 10 games. Dodgers took the last 2 to take down the series. Just as interesting was the sidebar of Pete Crow Armstrong, who returned to his hometown of Los Angeles. Grew up here, was a first-round pick out of the well-renowned Harvard Westlake. But we all know what he said in the offseason. Popped up in Chicago Magazine, where he was talking about his love for the Cubs fans. He said, they aren't just baseball fans who go to a game like Dodgers fans to take pictures. Well, PCA got roundly booed. Did not have a great series offensively. Had some route running issues in the outfield as well. He heard it from the fans, got booed loudly. But this is after the Cubs won the game on Friday. It's just a quick snippet. Just give a listen. So for people that can't clearly make it out, it's him walking down the dugout steps, looking into the crowd and saying, "Where are you? Where are you, Dodger fan?" Essentially, that's what he's saying. You're shaking your head. Why?
Love me some PCA. You don't need
Me
this,
too.
dude. You just don't need this. Why are you antagonizing the LA Dodgers fan base, dude? Like, there's no reason to do it because guess what? You're going to have to see him in the playoffs, big dog. There's just, you don't want, like, and some guys will feed off of it. I like truly, like, that's very few and far between. You might say you feed off it, but if you're coming in and a bunch of boos are coming down on you because of things you said, if they boo you because you're a good player, that's different. But if you did it because of some things you said about the fan base, that's a completely different thing. Just added pressure. You don't need to do it, PCA. But he's kind of like bought into it, and he's just kind of like continued to, I don't want to say dig his own grave, but you know what I'm saying. Like he's doubled down. He's double downing on it.
Well, he's tripled down. He doubled down on foul territory where he didn't run from it. And now he's looking into the crowd. This has taken it to another level.
And then what happened, Chris? And then what happened? They lost the series.
Yeah. Well, okay. So does that bother you if you were his teammate? Or do you just say, hey, whatever you got to do to get yourself going?
I would tell him the exact same thing I just said. You don't need it, bro. Like the game is hard enough that you don't need these added pressures going in, worrying about what, I don't know. It's just, to me, you don't need it. Like, again, like this game will beat you down. He got beat down last year because it rewarded obviously handsomely in the offseason. No doubt about it. Special type of player. Love PCA. I'm not putting him down. this is big bro advice. You don't need it. You don't need it, man.
But he is a great energy guy, and he loves attention. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. He loves it. He has become one of the faces of Chicago sports. We've seen that. He obviously has a nice relationship with Bears quarterback Caleb Williams. We saw them at multiple events in the offseason together. And it's, hey, he's in his early 20s, man. He's got some bravado to him.
But that's the thing. He's in his early 20s.
Yeah, but you know what? We're always asking for guys with personality. We've got it. We've got two really good teams in two huge markets, two of the biggest brands in the sport. We're talking about one weekend a year. That's it. He only goes to LA for...
No, we're not.
Yes, we are, unless we see him in the playoffs.
Yes, they're going to be in the playoffs, and he's going to have to, and like that's going to be probably a CS matchup if they do it.
But we don't know if it's going to be. We don't know what it's...
I'm just saying, dude. That's my friendly advice. Love me some PCA.
I'm curious where Cubs fans are with this. I really am.
I don't know.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but I really think there's only a handful of guys in baseball who want the smoke, and he's one of them.
I think you want the smoke until you get the smoke, dude. And not only are you battling the fans, but the Dodgers are on the other side of the field.
So he ended up going 2 for 10,
dude. You could pick a fight with I don't know.
But this isn't against the Dodgers. He didn't say anything, and he made it very clear this weekend. He said, "Look, the Dodgers are part of the reason I'm a huge baseball fan." And he goes, "Look at who they've got over there. Like we're talking about some of the best."
So that's, to me, you say he wants all the smoke. That ain't all the smoke.
His issue is with the fan base.
Yeah, but you think the Dodgers are gonna be like, yeah, PCA is cool. The players, he's cool. Like,
no,
they're gonna say, no, these are our fans. This is our city. We're behind them. That's what they're gonna say. You know I'm right. I could tell.
Hold on. You're telling me that players fight for the city? This one I'm going to push back on.
I'm just going to say that's what no Dodger is going to come out and say, oh, yeah, the PCA is fine. He's right. Like, no, they're not going to say that.
Look, any player that says we're doing this for our city is lying.
Depends. I'd agree with you like 90% of the time, yeah. It
And there's
depends.
nothing wrong with that. I mean, really, let's be honest. It's where you work.
This is his city. He's from here.
Pete Crow Armstrong is. I know. I don't quite understand why he did it. I think what happened was, and I haven't talked to him about it, I think while trying to prop up Chicago,
Yes.
he stepped on Los Angeles to
Yes.
go
And
up
then he
another
doubled
level.
and tripled down on it when he could have just been like, hey, I didn't really mean that. Here's the thing. It's because he's wrong. Well, he's not completely wrong. Clearly, there are people that go to Dodgers games that just want their picture taken out of Dodgers.
Exactly.
That's every single franchise. Like, hey, I'm going to go there. It's for the gram. It is what it is. There is a shit ton of diehard baseball fans out here. He knows he grew up here. This is one of the baseball meccas of the entire world.
Yeah, he is wrong.
Angeles.
He's totally wrong. People can say what they want about Los Angeles. And look, there's a ton to do. I've lived out here longer than I've lived anywhere else. You can be at the ocean. You could be in the mountains. You can do everything outdoors. So sports, instead of it being the fabric of the town, is almost like the backdrop. And that's okay. But I will tell you, there's two teams that Los Angeles sports fans really care about. It's the Lakers and it's the Dodgers. They love the Dodgers. So you're right. He is totally wrong about that. 100% wrong. So,
I mean, they lead the league in attendance every single year. He's playing in front of like that's the thing is you're playing in front of like the bleachers, baby. The pavilion out there.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of, I'm sure they were all over him because you're talking about diehard fans. They're there. For sure.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I love LA, so I'm defending my people because I think we get such a bad rap out here for like, everyone's fake. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Not everybody.
Yeah. The people who are fake aren't from here. They're not from here.
That's not
okay. So, I'm defending my city a little bit here, but he's also just like wrong about it because like I said, this is like one of the greatest baseball cities in the world, if not the best.
Yep. So let us know, where do you sit on the whole PCA thing? If you were a Dodger fan and you were there this weekend, how loud was it? What'd you say to him? A lot of interesting stuff. All right, baseball's international series continued over the weekend. Diamondbacks and Padres earning a split.
Twice and knocked in 5 runs, and he's at it again. What a play! Nolan Arenado, and what a way to seal a remarkable Diamondback win. The 10-time Gold Glover has got it, and the D-backs have got the split in Mexico City.
All right, that's good. Big comeback by the Diamondbacks. That was cool. First of all, obviously, I was knee-deep in some stuff this weekend. I had totally forgotten about the international series.
I did too.
Isn't that kind of damning? Isn't the whole idea that we kind of want to build that thing up a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like baseball did not do a good job of like serving like, hey, we're going to be playing in Mexico. I love this that the Snakes wear the Serpientes jerseys down there. Like obviously San Diego, very close to Mexico. Like that's a perfect 2 teams to be down there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I also, until I put the game on, I was like, oh, here we are. We're not in Arizona or San Diego.
And I know that a lot of it is just to expand the eyes in Mexico City, right? Because of the vastness of that population. I understand that. But let's also build it up here. Like, you can't just have it be another game, right? Let's have a national broadcast down there. It just doesn't make any sense. If we're going to do stuff internationally outside of Canada, which obviously has a great team, let's build it up. Let's make people care. Let's absorb the culture, all of the stuff that comes along with it. It just can't be another 2-game set between 2 teams in the National League West. Jesus. Mason Miller, good for him getting the save on Saturday. He has now thrown 34 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings. That is a franchise best. Good for him. It's also now less than 7 innings shy of the record set by a relief pitcher, Greg Olson, really good curveball guy. case you've forgotten, with the Baltimore Orioles primarily in his career. How interested are you now in following the whole Mason Miller scoreless inning streak?
You know, I don't know if I necessarily care about the streak that much. Do I care about Mason Miller and watching him throw and like putting up the numbers he's putting up? Absolutely. So I think when it gets closer to it, I will care. But as of right now, I'm really not like thinking about it like as far as other things. Like maybe I would, when a guy gets to 30 game hit streak or something like that, even though he's still far away from DiMaggio, like you start to think about it. I really haven't thought about it at all. I saw a Clay Meredith tweet from the Padres that they put out, which was cool. I'm still super tuned into Mason Miller, though, with all that being said. I mean, he's allowed 5 freaking base runners, dude. 5 base runners in 13 1/3 innings. So not walking anybody. 2 walks to 27
incredible.
Ks. Like that's the thing, man, is we see a lot of strikeout guys. Usually that comes with walks as well. Just one of those guys that misses bats, but also can put people on base via the walk. And he's just not that guy. When we're watching here, it's absolutely incredible. He has a negative FIP, all these numbers that, we can talk about for days. He's been incredible. So I'm definitely watching Mason Miller, and maybe when he gets closer, I'll be into the streak.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to tune in. He's like a guy who's on a hot streak, and you're flipping around games, and you see he's up. You're going to stop and watch him. If the Padres are up 3-2 and they're going to the 9th, and I know he's about to get the baseball, I'm going to go find the Padres game. So that's it. I mean, that's the great part of this equation, is that you're not going to miss Mason Miller unless you're busy. You can find him whenever. Like he's not pitching in the 6th inning today, guys. So it's all good. He's gotten 40 outs this year, 27 via strikeout. I'm going to need a little help here. What is 27 divided by 40?
27 divided by 40 is 0.675.
So he struck out almost 68% of his outs. Yeesh.
I'm looking That's now. Shout out. It was. God, I'm blanking on the name right now. Luis Arraez. Troy Johnston. And the other hit, I'm getting it up right now. It was an Angel. Who was it?
Come on.
Yoan Moncada, baby.
My God.
Those are 3 guys.
One other thing about that series in Mexico City. Did you see that the ABS system was not being used?
I did.
That doesn't bother you?
Well, I mean, clearly it wasn't set up for it.
No shit, it wasn't set up for it.
I think it takes a lot of time to do that, to dial it in and make it perfect.
All right, hold on. So you don't have a problem with it?
Not really. 2-gamer? Not really.
We just played 2 Major League Baseball games with different rules than the rest of the season. You would be okay with if we just change rules on the fly?
I mean, it's like all these games always, that we play them in. We played them in Mexico where the ball was flying out of the yard. They do seem like different. And I don't know, man.
We played games in Coors Field. We play games with humidors. That sort of stuff. Those aren't different rules.
Humidors are everywhere now. They're not.
But for a long time they weren't.
Yes. I don't have a problem with it. And maybe you can convince me that I should have a problem with it, but I don't.
I can't believe it. I'm shocked by this. So what they should have done is either every team has 2 games where the ABS system is not.
That's crazy. Chris, that's an overreaction.
It's not an overreaction. How do you do that if this could have affected the outcome of a game?
I mean, was there an attempt to do it and then just couldn't get it done in time? Or were they like, we don't want to invest the money for...
that looked like it was inside, and you can fire that up again.
But you think they just don't want to invest the money for 2 games? Which I if that was it, I'd have a problem. But if they're like, it's not feasible to do it this quickly, then I'm like, okay. But then also you knew you were playing here for a long time. I don't know. Maybe I do have a problem with it now, Chris, now that you mentioned it.
I hope so.
I didn't even think about it.
I mean, we're going to go change some NBA rules? Are we going to, we play games overseas in the NBA. Are we going to extend?
We played basketball games outside on a freaking aircraft carrier before. So, what are we doing here?
Well, but that's changing the conditions, not the rules.
I mean, that's changing a lot more than the ABS would change. Playing basketball outside on a freaking aircraft carrier?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
I don't
That's a
know.
little different.
You have me confused now whether I should care or not care. Initially,
Somebody-
don't care at all.
Okay. Everybody settle in the comments. Should Plouffe care, or is he right to be indifferent about it? Well, you know what? I will have Exhibit A coming up right after this.
Baseball is here, people. The days are getting longer. The sun is back out, and baseball season is finally upon us. Baseball is a game of inches. The result of a game hinges on 1,000 little moments, and momentum can shift quickly. That's why we decided to team up with Fanatics Markets, the trusted home for real-time sports prediction markets. It's simple. Just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. You can buy as many as you want, sell if the price moves in your favor, or let them settle when the event ends. So from opening day to the Fall Classic, no matter who you root for, Fanatics Markets is right there with you. Join the Baseball Today family on Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets LLC, DBA Fanatics Markets IB, and introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Thank you, Trevor. You know what? I've got the perfect clip to change your mind. Are you ready about the ABS system and why you should have cared having it in Mexico City during that series? Because of what happened with Rob Refsnyder of the Seattle Mariners. Here we go. Roll it.
Well, he's been living away. He's challenging this one. That's about as big of a missed call as we've seen all year.
It's true.
Here comes the 3-2. High left deep.
I know
out
what
to
happened.
left field. It is gone. Rob Refsnyder, a pinch hit, go ahead home run to take the lead in the 9th inning.
Your Honor, the prosecution rests.
If that was in Mexico, yes, I understand it. That was not in Mexico. Here's my question. Will they have it at the Field of Dreams game?
Well,
because that'll tell you a lot about like how easy it is or isn't to implement at different stadiums.
But the point shouldn't be how challenging something is. Although, no pun intended. It should be that if that game's in Mexico City, we don't get that moment, and it might cost the Mariners a win.
Decent point.
Okay.
Decent point. Half point to you, Chris Rose.
Thank you.
I think I'll lean on your side on this one now. I think you convinced me.
By the way,
but are they going to have it at the Field of Dreams game between my Phillies and my Twins?
We'll have to look it up. But when is that? August?
Yeah.
Well, at that point, it could be 2 fourth-place teams, so who really cares?
Oh, my Twins are fine, dude.
Kidding.
The winner of the AL Central is going to be 85 and, whatever that turns out to be, 77.
Yeah, I might take the under on that, but
maybe.
Speaking of which, they will not have ABS at Field of Dreams nor at the Little League Classic, is what Dan is telling us.
You're pissed. Write a letter to Rob Manfred right now.
Am I being nuts about this? Am I being too cranky?
It's got to be really difficult to dial it in so it's right. That's my take.
So that's the point. Dan just told us that the sites lack the necessities in order to get this done technologically.
Also, like Major League Baseball, get the necessities.
I don't understand that. Why is it so hard to do?
I
mean, if it costs an extra $250,000, who cares? Or whatever. I don't know what the number could be.
Yeah.
Can we find that out from the league office? Dan, call the Dan, you've got a hotline to the league office, don't you? They pick up your phone calls. Could you imagine if Dan Rourke had like the red phone to call the commissioner?
If Dan Rourke and Rob Manfred just somehow were like best friends and we didn't know about it.
What do you think would be Dan's first request to the commissioner if he could pick up a phone and have one thing to say to him?
The Yankees should never have an alternate jersey.
No. I think the number one thing he would say is the next time Jazz Chisholm challenges a strike call, he is not allowed to do it. So the umpire cannot grant him permission. Also, no hoods under uniforms. You only have to worry about that like for 2 weeks a year. 1
Dan's a
week in April,
traditionalist. Even
1
though
in
he's a
October.
young pup out there, the frontal lobe is not fully developed. He's an old soul.
Well, Dan's frontal lobe has a long way to go, I think. But I mean that with a loving stance.
Me too.
Reds and Tigers played a crazy one on Friday. There were plenty of highs and lows.
That's driven high in the air. Right center. Gone! Reds win!
Nathaniel Lowe. He wasn't even supposed to be in the lineup that day. Ends up cranking 2 homers, and I'm so happy for him. He and his brother Josh, they lost their mom, who gave such a courageous battle against cancer. I know they've been both dealing with a lot. I've talked to Josh several times. He's out there with the Angels. What a crazy, crazy game. Like Cincinnati's off to their best 28-game start in 2 decades. We're on board, right?
Yeah, the entire NL Central is so fun to watch
Yeah.
right now. If the Reds just need a few like auxiliary pieces to kind of have the big hits, the pitching is going to be there for them. I don't know if Sal Stewart's going to be this good all year long. So I'm hoping we get a little Nathaniel Lowe resurgence. McClain had a homer this series. Can he continue? Like they need some other guys to step it up, obviously, besides Sal and Ellie. But they're a fun watch.
Fun.
Seems like they get the timely hit. I'm in on them. I'm in on the Pirates. Cardinals just got swept, but they've had some fun this season. I don't know, man. It's I'm buying Reds for sure.
I will say it now.
We made the playoffs last year. People always forget that.
Yeah, they kind of
Don't see that's what people do.
but
who cares
it
what
felt
they're
like-
you were in the dance.
it felt like last year the JV against the varsity when they lost to the Dodgers.
I mean,
So they got in.
The Dodgers make pretty much every single team feel that way.
The Reds are super exciting, and Sal Stewart's going to get top 10 MVP votes, and I dig him. I've told you that.
You
I
think
don't
he's
need
going
to
to get top 10
regurgitate that anymore.
MVP votes this year?
Top 10s. Yeah.
Wow.
Have you seen what he's done? He leads the team with 9 homers. Leads the team with 29 ribs.
Yeah.
987 OPS.
I think he leads the world in runs driven, if I'm not mistaken.
He's awesome. And by the way, Kevin McGonigal for the Tigers. I know we've talked about a lot about
him I'll take for top 10 votes.
I would too. He's a baller, dude. God dang, is that kid great. Staying in the NL Central, Pirates take 2 out of 3 up in Milwaukee. And what a big Friday night it was for a rookie.
Never make it up that early. That ball's driven.
Out to right field, Connor Griffin on his 20th birthday has hit his first home run.
I had talked with Mangum about doing something for Connor, but a bouncy house would have been a little tough in the clubhouse. So that was the idea that was thrown out.
So what was most memorable? Griffin's first big league homer, Skeens acting funny, or Skeens' pure dominance on the mound that night?
It's probably all Skeens, if we're being honest. Love the joke. That's a good one. I don't know if it was his originally, but he definitely presented it well. That's good. He's just, I mean, take the first start out of his numbers and look out, dude. He's that guy. I'm buying big time Pirates stock. If Connor Griffin is 3/4 of the player that like he was supposed to be this year, like they're going to make the playoffs. Like I love what they're doing. They have the pitching. They figured it out in the back end of the bullpen as well. I think they're a team that's poised to make a big offensive addition at the trade deadline. I hope they do. They'll be in position to do it. Hope they do. Yeah, but Skeens is the guy. He's the glue.
And his delivery on that line was
good.
Excellent. Very good. He's gotten funny. He has gotten funny. He's gotten funny. He's great. He took a perfect game into the 7th.
Oh, dude, Dan, if you can get his face when he sees the ball, Bowers hits the ball basically to the second baseman, but they were shifted over. He looked like he wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah. It did.
I don't know if he was looking at like, hey, Bilal, you got to, I think he was at second base. Bilal, you got to dive for that. Just at least give me a show me dive after 6 2/3 perfect. But he gave a death stare out there.
By the way, I can't believe Connor Griffin was born in 2006.
Yeah, I was in high A when he was born.
He's younger than both of my sons. Both.
God.
This is where I am.
In 2006.
By the way, shout out one of two great birthdays on April 24th. Connor Griffin turning 20. Bob Rose, my oldest brother, turned 70 on Friday.
Shout out,
he looks
Bob.
amazing. My dad.
Ooh, Robert Rose is such a good name.
It's a great name. Great dude. God, he's funny. He's an annoying sports fan, but I love him like a brother. And he, tremendous athlete. Oh, here we go.
Watch this death
Good job,
stare.
man.
The ground ball got it. Oh, no one's there. Nobody dove. Look at this. Here it comes.
Oh, God. Yeah, you don't want any part of that. Oh, my God.
With the spit, too, in the direction of the stare.
Ooh. It's not going to be the last time he flirts with some perfecto. I want to finish my Robert Rose story.
Okay.
Great athlete, marathoner. Ran the New York City Marathon 10 times. His best time was 2:59.
Whoa.
Yeah. 2:59.
Wild.
Yeah.
Did he know he was going to run it that fast, or did he just like ball out that day?
He knew he knew he had a shot to beat 3 hours. Wow. And so he kicked it into gear.
Good.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
We'll continue on. On Saturday in that same series, Jacob Mizorowski, a blazing performance in no decision. He threw the 3 fastest pitchers we've seen out of a starting pitcher this year. And then the interview afterward was hilarious.
I honestly don't even know what I hit. What did I hit?
102.7.
Oh, okay, cool.
I know that you got a no decision and the team lost, but okay, cool.
I like it. That's called having feel, Chris. Like, hey, sweet bro, you threw the ball really hard, but we lost. Like, that's what went down in the clubhouse. So that's good. That's feel. Like that for Jacob Mizorowski. Go home, call your dad, and be like, Dad, I hit 102.7. And you talk about that with him, not in front of reporters in the clubhouse. No.
You're right. You're right.
I like him a lot, man. I do.
Sandy Alcantara with a remarkable in-game interview when the Marlins were out in San Francisco. They brought up his first career strikeout because he did it against Giants team president Buster Posey. And so they talked about where the baseball ended up. Here we go.
My little brother wanted to play catch.
No.
And he took the ball to play catch on the street, so.
No, he didn't.
And he lost the ball, yeah.
You still have the ball. Did it get scuffed up?
No, I don't have it because we can't find it. He lost it on the street, yeah.
He lost it in the street.
Yeah, he took it from the box to play catch on the street,
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
This story has taken an awful turn, Sandy. This is unbelievable.
I was close to fucking hit him on the face.
That was on live TV. How great is that?
Did I hear that right?
Yes.
I didn't like fill in the blank with my mind like he said that.
He did. He said the F word. Good. You know what? When we mic people up or we talk to them, that's how it should be. And if people go, well, what am I supposed to tell my kids? Say, I don't want to hear that word out of your mouth till you're whatever.
The words that I heard growing up, oh my gosh. If you grew up in my era and you were listening to gangster rap at 10 years old, you heard a lot of things. You'll be okay.
Yeah. And by the way, networks should never have to apologize if one of their guests says something bad. Who cares? Shaq used to do it all the time in his on-court interviews. He would intentionally do it. Intentionally. So it mean either you had to live with it or you'd stop interviewing him on the court. Make your choice.
Like that. Shaq can do anything, so.
I mean, come on. Are your kids, ears?
I recently cussed at my kids, and Livy did not like that.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I had to. I had to emphasize, a lot of times you say stuff and it's like nobody's even registering my voice. So I had to just bump it up a little bit. I'm a nice parent. But every once in a while, you just got to.
I don't ever remember my dad yelling at me, but I knew when he was pissed.
Exactly.
Oh my God. And it would sit with me. So I learned. When that tone cranked up a
good
little
way
bit.
to do it.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not a yeller, but I'm a tone guy. Sometimes I have to talk to Dan in a certain tone, and he knows it.
Yeah, people know. We all know when Rosie's upset. We know.
Yeah, that's true.
I just get quiet. If I'm quiet, you're fucked.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. That was a lot of fun this weekend. Thanks for fighting through my voice. Sorry, I'm going to try and rest up and get this thing well. So got a lot going on for the next few days, baseball-wise. Get to visit the Marlins tomorrow. Looking forward to that. The stadium. Got a couple of good things set up with them. Kevin Gossman, latest guest on Dugout Discussions for all you Blue Jay fans. He does fire a shot back at Jimmy for his breakdown. It was really good.
That's called a teaser right there. Nice.
It's true. Pleasant shot fired back. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Tuesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.